guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ella Page and I'm a real estate agent in Northeast Florida, and I share all things real estate tips, St. Johns County lifestyle, vlogs, lifestyle content, all that good stuff. And if you are familiar with my channel, then you'll know that I have not been here in a hot minute, and honestly I've just been so busy with real estate and wedding planning, so all good things, but I just was a bit overwhelmed and it's kept me from making some YouTube videos for you guys. So now I am back, and I figured with so much going on in my life, what better time to get back to my monthly goal setting videos. So that is what today's video is going to be. I'm going to set my October goals, and I plan on doing this for at least the rest of the year. We have 1 quarter left in the year. So next month's video, I will recap the goals that I'm setting today, see how I did, and then set my goals for November. So I will get into it. I have made my October goals. I made them all pretty because I plan on putting them on my desk. I have broken them up into 4 categories. So category 1 is real estate, category 2 is wedding, 3 is financial, and 4 is personal goals. So let's get into it. Alrighty, I'm gonna start with my real estate goals first off. And I just want to preface that this last quarter of the year, I'm really trying to generate business in new ways. So I'm always looking for new ways to grow and find better ways to do things. And also, as the market changes, I believe you should change too. So I'm really focusing on hosting 7th level open houses this last quarter of the year. And that is going way above and beyond just sticking an open house sign in the yard and hoping people walk through. This is doing all the activities around open houses necessary to, 1, make it a successful open house for the seller of that property, and then also a successful open house in the terms of gaining potential buyer clients for myself. So my goal for the rest of the year is to really host 3 open houses a month, but for October, I only want to host 2, and I'll explain a little bit later of why I only want to host 2. But in regards to that, so I want to host 2 open houses, and then some subsequent goals of that is I typically will door knock the 50 homes around that property that I'm hosting the open house at, and just invite the neighbors to the open house. So I create a flyer, I have a template, I just plug in the information about the house and the photos and print off 50 of them and just invite the neighbors out. And then I also am circle dialing the neighbors or surrounding neighborhoods of the open house and just inviting neighbors out. So I pretty much just call them and say, hi, your neighbor so-and-so asked me to invite you to our open house this weekend. If you want to be the first to choose who your neighbor is going to be, then please stop on by. We'll have drinks, foods, mimosas, and it'll be a great time. So I'm not trying to sell them anything or be salesy. I just simply invite them out to the open house. But I want to call 200 homes, inviting people to the open houses that I will host. And then my last real estate goal for October is I am so excited, but I am going to have a booth at the local bridal expo in Jacksonville. So that's my hometown. And so I am going to be the real estate agent at the bridal expo. So I'm so excited, since a lot of these brides, and I'm a bride myself, are in this season of wedding planning, but also just combining their life with their spouse. And most often that involves moving in together. So I figured it's a great opportunity to help people who are in that stage of life where they're moving in together, or someone needs to sell their house because they are going to go buy a different house, or whatever the case may be. Just see how I can help out these young, almost newlywed couples. So those are my main goals for real estate for the month of October. So I will move into my wedding planning goals. So I pretty much have all of my vendors picked and all the important things done. The only vendor that I have not picked yet is artists for hair and makeup. So I want to make sure I get someone booked for hair and makeup this month. And I also want to finalize my registry because I've already ordered my save the dates. They're on the way. I put the link to my wedding website on there. So before I send out the save the dates, I want to make sure my registry is all good, because once people get it in the mail, they'll at least have the chance to look at my registry and see what's on there. So I want to finalize my registry and then also mail out my save the dates when I get them in. I should get them in like the next week or so. So then I get to go buy a bunch of stamps, yay me, and address all of those envelopes. And then my last goal for wedding planning for the month is to create my bridal shower invitations. So I just want to have them like all ready to go whenever I figure out everything for my bridal shower, and I can just send those out. So just a couple little things to do for wedding planning this month. Okay, so going into my financial goals, my first one is to update my QuickBooks. So I logged in a couple weeks ago, and for some reason it wasn't syncing to my bank accounts. So I need to figure that out before the end of the year, and I don't want to leave that till the last minute to do taxes and all that fun stuff. So I need to figure that out this month on why that's not syncing. And once I get it synced, I need to go back and recategorize everything that was not categorized on automatically. My next goal is to continue contributing to my Roth IRA. So I'm on track to max that out, but I just want to make sure I put in however much I do every month to keep on track for that goal. I have a goal of saving a specific amount of money and just socking that away into my savings account. I'm trying to save for my wedding, and then also want to buy another house in the next year, 2 years or so. So gotta save towards that little by little. It all starts small. And then my last financial goal for the month is to tithe 10% of my income. So I started tithing this past year in 2022, a full 10%. The year before, I just kind of tithed when I remembered, or not like a set percentage or amount every month. It was just like, oh yeah, here's a couple $100, like I have a couple extra $100 to spare. And that's really not the heart of tithing. It's more so just like realizing that everything is God's, even all of my money, it's all God's, and He can do so much more with that amount of money than I ever could. So it was honestly hard at first to tithe such a large amount. At least in my mind, it's a large amount to tithe 10%, because it's like, I earned that money, like, or I have things that I need to save for that are good, like you're not wasting it on crazy things, but you still just have to, at least for me personally, I'm just working on surrendering that part of my life to God. So that is my financial goals for October. And now I will go into my personal goals. So for personal goals, I have workout 5 to 6 times a week, and I want to incorporate more cardio into my workouts, because I do work out like 5, 6, 7 times a week. I'm very good about doing it. I love working out, but I primarily lift weights and do ab workouts, but I hate cardio. And since I have ordered my wedding dress, I need to fit in it. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna try and do some more HIIT workouts, more cardio. So I want to run 3 to 4 miles a week. So that may sound like a pitiful goal to some runners out there, but I run 0 miles a week. So if I figure that I run 1 mile for at least 3 of my workouts, then that's at least a start, and I can go up from there once I hit it. But yeah, that's my like fitness goal. I also want to set up my facials, so I plan on getting a couple facials like every other month or so until my wedding. So I need to get those scheduled, and I need to research what place I would want to do it at, because my skin is allergic to a lot of skincare. So I need to see like what products some of these places use, and can my face even take them. So I need to research that and get those scheduled. And I also want to read It Ends With Us. So I just finished reading a book called, let me grab it, it's right over here. I just finished reading this book called Not a Happy Family, and it was pretty good. It was like a murder mystery sort of a deal. So I just finished reading this, and honestly, I've been getting more into reading the last like 2 or 3 months or so. I don't know what's gotten into me at all, but I've been enjoying reading, honestly, more than watching TV or watching movies and shows. So I've heard amazing things about Colleen Hoover, and It Ends With Us. I read 2 of her books, and I liked one and I didn't like the other. So I'm gonna give this one a chance. So I wanna finish that this month. And then I also want to clean out my closet. So it is getting pretty jam-packed. And I honestly don't wear a lot of items in there. And so I want to clean those out, make a pile to donate, make a pile if there's clothes that like aren't worth donating, and just make some room, do some fall cleaning instead of spring cleaning, but just want to kind of reset. Okay, so what I plan on doing is I had printed this out on a big sheet of paper just to make this video and be able to look at it while I'm talking, but I'm going to print this in like a smaller 5x7 and put it in the cute little picture frame on my desk, so that way I see it every day. And when I make my weekly plan and my goals, I use this Day Designer plan. It's like pads of paper and you can just rip them off. So when I make my weekly goals and my to-do list and whatnot, I can sit there and look at my monthly goals and say, okay, this week I'm going to mail my save the dates, or I'm going to make sure I work out 5 to 6 times and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna go print this out.